Alright, so I got my 12-inch cutting mat. Now I'm gonna put my pieces on individually. Let's see. Now my cutting mat's kind of old, so the tack on it's kind of wearing out. So you don't normally want to pull that off that fast like that, but where mine, I kind of know where mine's at. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now I did adjust my size. In the computer I've got 6" by 7, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust it where the width is 5. But there's that ready to go. Alright, so in this demonstration I'm going to show you how I use crop marks to put a background on a vinyl decal. This one I'm going to use this Airforce logo. And I'm going to add a nice chrome background to it. So first thing you want to do is you want to do an offset of your image. And this right here is basically personal preference. You can, over here on the side, you can turn down how thick you want it, how close you want it to the edge of the color. In this case, I want it all to be one piece. So I'm going to leave it about there, hit apply. Okay, now drag that off to the side. Now in these little pieces in here, I'm just going to double click. You just want to hit those anchor points, delete them. That one, I'm not sure if that's, let's see. Yeah. So that one, I didn't pull it out far enough out here, but that's okay. We're fine. Let's get rid of that one there. Okay, good to go. Now, you got these two images here. Let's put those together. Now you're going to have that nice chrome background on it. So I'm going to add a color. Let's just say gray. No, wrong one. Let's say, well, let's use black. Okay. Now, when you're done with it, that's what it's going to look like, only it's going to have chrome instead of black. You can use silver because it matches chrome a little better or something, but for me, I'm going to just use the black. Now, normally, I was going to do this where I have them, I do them both on one pass. Let me think. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that because I don't want to make it confusing. All right, so now that you got those together, you just want to make a little square or circle, whatever. Squares I think are easier because you can line up the edges on the squares a little better. I'm going to make these red. Okay, now you want to copy that. You can come over here and use your replicate tool. Or you can hold down, let me show you. You can hold Alt and then just drag. But don't let go of your mouse button until you're ready. Mouse button first. Then you want to grab those two, line them up. There you go. So now they're perfectly lined up. I try to get them as close as I can to the job. Otherwise, all that material in between is just going to be wasted. Okay, so that's ready to go. Now I'm going to add a border around everything. You don't have to do that. For me, it's just a habit. And it does make it easier, I'll be honest. But okay, so there we go. We're ready to go. We got to do one chrome piece and one black piece. I got 6.2 here, so I'm going to do about 6. I'm just going to do 7 inches to be safe. Then we got 5.5, so we're going to do 7 by 6. Okay, let's go get that done, and then we'll continue on. Okay, so back on the computer here. Now I did adjust my vinyl, my job, so I could fit the two pieces of vinyl on there. So now we're at about 5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight everything, replicate it. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Let's highlight everything. Okay. We don't want it too close. So this one has to be over here on the end. Okay. Now, You know what, let's group these. I'm going to group these. Sorry if I'm moving a little slow. I've never... I usually do 2 different cuts for both colors, but this one's a little bit new. Alright. I'm going to ungroup. We're going to get rid of the blue here. I'm going to ungroup. This one we're going to get rid of the black. Now there you go, okay? So this is going to be the chrome. This is going to be the blue. Actually, I loaded black vinyl. My bad, so sorry guys. Black vinyl, and this is going to be chrome, so we'll change that. Sorry about the confusion. Now, here's where you want to go into your send. I'm going to change this to my Oracle custom setting, bump that up a notch. Now, before you cut anything, normally you'll go into your fill and turn off the colors that you're not using. If you do this with 2 different passes. But where I've got them separated like that, we're just going to run the whole thing. So say these are stacked on top of each other. You only want to cut the black one. So you would turn off the gray right here, because you don't want to cut through the black vinyl with that also. That's how you would do a job where you cut them at 2 different times, okay? But for this instant, we're just going to cut everything all at once. So let's go ahead and hit send. And then we'll go over there and finish it. Alright, there's my machine cutting up the job. We'll let that finish up and then we'll do the weeding. Alright, so here's the cutout portions of that crop mark job. We're gonna weed these really quick. With the Airforce logo, I always come from the bottom up. Because if you come from the top down, it's got a lot of points on it. And it's harder to, like, it'll try to pull the job with it because of those points. Now, I'm very adamant about not wasting material. There's a lot of chrome here that went to waste. For the video purpose, I'm going to go ahead and forgive myself on that one. And remember, there's little parts right there. Okay. So that's what it'll look like once you're ready to put it on. Now, the background portion you just put away for the moment. You want to go ahead and transfer mask the top. Make sure the vinyl's pressed on there because you're going to want that to come up. I always cut it right up to the crop marks. And the edges aren't as important right now. You got some transfer mask hanging over. Now, before you even do that, okay, so you're going to want to pull the vinyl away from the paper just for the crop marks. You don't want the crop marks to come back down on the paper. This is sort of how I do my laminate on the BN20. And then I'll stick that on, but anyway, we'll... Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so you cut the paper out from behind the crop marks. Now, as best you can, you want to eyeball these squares. I try to just hover right above them. Okay. Let's see how you got that stuck on there now. Make sure that the transfer mask is really pressed onto that, because you're gonna need to get this off the back here. Okay, see how I got that? Ready to go. So the next thing you do, just kind of hold it up. Now you can take a squeegee or something and just kind of push it along like so. Okay. At this point, you can get rid of those crop marks. You can get rid of that excess paper on the bottom, and now you can get rid of that excess on the sides. There you go. You got your really cool vinyl decal, Airforce logo, the nice chrome background. You can install that on whatever you want, and it'll just be the one piece. When you do bigger jobs, you got to be a little slower because the top layer can actually create bubbles under there. That can be a real pain, especially on really large jobs. But that's it. That's the crop mark demo. Thanks for watching. Hope it helped.